There's the ball into the mix. It's headed down, and it sits up for Bryce Jamison, who hammers it in. That's a juggernaut of a strike. Decent ball, and it's headed down. Here comes Jamison, and he scores again.
Here's Among. Among steps in, lays off. Jamison! Off the bench, onto the score sheet. Bryce Jamison, a monster goal for Orange County.
So here's a profile look of 18-year-old Bryce Jamison for Orange County SC. He made his pro debut with the club at the tender age of 16. 4 goals this season in 19 appearances, all of which have come in the last 7 matches. And he also brings a number of international experience to the table as well, appearing in every match for the U.S. Youth National Team in last year's FIFA U17 World Cup. And Bryce Jamison joining Scoreline here on the Golazo Network for the first time. Bryce, great to have you with us in the fold here on Scoreline. And certainly I have to ask you the first question. For most individuals who graduate from high school, including myself, we had no idea what we want to do with our lives after the age of 18. We really don't have any idea. But for you to be a professional athlete, having 2 years under your belt and have already graduated from high school, what was that experience like for you?
It was a wild experience, to be honest. All my friends back home are still doing their own thing, and I'm out here across the country playing professional soccer. It's really a blessing, and just I'm really grateful for it and enjoying my time while I have it.
But at the same time, though, what has it been like in terms of having a career already picked out for yourself? And you seem like a player who's kind of very driven with a goal. And to do so from such a young age is really remarkable, I think, to most people. There's been a lot of talk about Lamine Yamal at the Euros and all young players that are achieving things at such a young age. How do you kind of handle mentally that you're a driven professional athlete while still theoretically being in your high school years?
I really just have to focus whenever I'm with the team or anything like that. I'm at a young age where I'm still developing, so I do have a lot of things to learn, but everybody around me has been helping me in my development and getting better every day since I've been out here in Orange County.
So if you look at your career path to this point, your first was at the Atlanta United Academy, then you made your way to the Barcelona residency. So as you take a look at your career to this point, why was the USL the right path for your professional career?
Honestly, I just really thought that this would get me in and get me professional minutes and with a first team that will actually, build me and really give me an opportunity to show myself and in turn eventually get me over to Europe. So I just thought this was the best pathway for me.
Do you feel like they have done? Do you feel like Orange County has put you kind of in the best position to succeed? And what has that development process been like from your vantage point?
Yeah, I definitely feel like Orange County has helped me a lot since I've been here, and they're still helping me to this day. They showed me before that they've already sent players over there like Correde and Kobe, and those are some of my good friends now. And Orange County really just showed me their plan and in turn did the same thing with me and built a plan for me when I got here, and we've been working on it since I've been here and to this day.
What part of the plan are you on now?
Right now?
Yeah.
Consistency, really. Just being consistent with my play and performances. Like in the attacking third, we've been really just working on my crossing and finishing, getting that down to where it needs to be.
You look at some of the players in the modern game today, whether it be in the Premier League, whether it be over in La Liga, Bundesliga, there's so many great names and young names, including Lamine Yamal, who had a fantastic Euros run. Who are some of the players that you emulate in terms of your play styling, your confidence level that you see that you want to reach that type of success?
Really, all the young players out there inspire me because I'm also a young player, and I like seeing people around me and just people similar to me succeeding, and it's really inspiring to see that, and it also makes me want to work harder and get to where they are. But I don't personally emulate anybody's game with my game. I just go out there, have fun, and work hard.
Yeah, and I think that's really interesting because we saw the debut of Kevin Sullivan, 14 years old, and I think it's really interesting that idea of still going out there and having fun. Do you still feel like, despite it being a competitive environment where Orange County are trying to win games, and there's a lot of pressure on you got to hit certain benchmarks so you can get to Europe or whatever your goals may be, but even in the midst of all that, in this very pressurized environment, still having fun, how do you almost manage to maintain that balance?
That's that's a good question. Really, I have to go in there thinking like, this is a job. I have to get this done today. This is my assignment, and let's get this done. And then the fun really just comes along with it. Like, I enjoy one of my jobs, going at players, beating players 1v1. That's what I like to do. So when that happens, I'm enjoying the game when that happens. When I score a goal, I enjoy that. But that's also my job, so it really works out.
Yeah, I'm sure scoring goals is fun. I'd be curious because, obviously, like I mentioned, Orange County are pushing currently in a playoff spot, and you've managed to play in every single game in the USL Championship this season. You talked earlier about trying to find that consistency. How much is almost having that place where you know you're going to get minutes and you can find a way to impact a game, each game being different? How do you kind of approach the fact that you are basically going to get in every game that Orange County plays?
I really just have to have a plan going into each and every game to make sure that I'm slowly developing and getting better and getting used to this level. So, yeah.
And then I wanted to ask you, because I imagine one of the, I guess, ideas of playing for Orange County as opposed to maybe academy football or playing in a residency program is playing against men who've had very long pro careers. In USL, there are a lot of guys that have been there for 7-8 years that are established, that are really good players in that league. The physicality, I imagine, is a next level step. How have you kind of made that adjustment to playing against guys that might even be twice your age in some circumstances, and trying to figure out solutions in games against grown men?
Honestly, I can always tell around in training, like, people have different experiences, and I play with a lot of players with a lot of experience, and it really shows in the game. But I really just have to learn off of them and try my best to understand, how they play and what they've been through, and try and get that down and understand it as best as I can to emulate it in my own game.
Bryce, before we let you go, we have to almost have you become an analyst here on Scoreline, even though you're only 2 years into your professional career. But I want to go back to your performance earlier this season against Colorado Springs. You had a brace, becoming the first teenager for the league to come up with a brace. But I want you to take a look and break this one down for me. This was the first goal of the brace, happened in the 48th minute. This was an absolute banger. Take me through what ended up happening and how you were able to capitalize on this goal.
What really happened was the ball dropped down in front of me, and honestly, I wanted to take it down and hit with my right, but it ended up just going to my left foot. So I just focused on hitting it and getting good contact on the ball, and it ended up going in, which was amazing.
It's unbelievable. Just seeing the replays of it going top shelf on that. Again, had a brace in the victory, or the loss, I should say, against Colorado Springs. But you also made history, becoming the first teenager to score a brace in club history. Bryce Jamison, I look forward to our conversations down the road in USL. Continued success, my friend, throughout your career.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me.
Great to have Bryce, a young star in USL, joining us here on Scoreline. When we return, we'll take a look at the midweek action from Major League Soccer and the history that was made from a 14-year-old. Boy, I feel old.